Hi, my name is Regan from Brookside College in Caroline Springs, and today on MicroChat we're going to be talking about oxygen and bacteria.
Long ago, in a galaxy called the Milky Way, in the small town of Sol, there's a little planet called Earth. And on that planet lives billions of different forms of life. But every few millennia, those life forms change and develop into other things. Unfortunately, some die out and are never heard from again. There are all sorts of reasons for these mass extinctions: food, shelter, unattractive mates. It could be something as simple as the environment no longer being suitable for them. And sometimes it could be just one life form that has such a large impact on another that it can be the cause for a massive extinction level event. But just how big does one life form have to be to make another go extinct? Well, on today's MicroChat segment of Galaxy, where we find out about the wonderfully fascinating and tiny world of microorganisms, we are going to talk about the molecule that is believed to be the cause for one of the biggest extinction events in Earth's history, and the life form responsible for it. I am of course talking about that humble O2 molecule we can't live without, oxygen, and the slimy little blue-green prokaryote that makes it, cyanobacteria. To help me tell you all about them, our very own Shana has trekked out to La Trobe University to speak with this week's special guest, microbiologist Chloe Thomas.
Good afternoon, Chloe. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Tell me, is it true that we have our little slimy friend cyanobacteria to thank for all the life-giving oxygen we have today?
Well, yes, but I have a better question. Do you know what cyanobacteria is?
Yes, that is an excellent question. I guess we better start there then. So, what are they?
Well, a long time ago, around 3 billion years, microscopic organisms called microbes survived without oxygen and metabolized their food using a process called chemosynthesis. A process that uses sulfur, methane, nitrogen, and other metals as nutrients to convert into energy. They survived, happily swimming around in the primordial soup of life, or lazing about on the beach with some mates forming microbial mats or stromatolites. Then one day, sunlight broke through the methane clouds and cyanobacteria liked the taste of it so much that it switched from chemosynthesis to photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis, the process by which a plant or bacterium can metabolize photons captured from natural sunlight that suck out the energy and throw us the oxygen. Thanks, guys.
Soon, other microbes noticed what was going on and decided to try out this new type of food for themselves. So as more and more sunlight was metabolized, more and more oxygen was released. Adapt or die became the new motto, and while chemosynthesis is still a handy talent to have, not being able to survive on oxygen became a serious disadvantage. Evolution led to the family splitting into 3 major categories: aerobes, facultative anaerobes, and obligate anaerobes.
Aerobes are the bacteria that use oxygen and in many cases can't live without it. Some have good uses to us, however some are dangerous, what we call pathogens. A couple of examples include Bacillus subtilis, which lives in soil, water and on our skin. It is a pathogen that has a love for oxygen and can't live without it. Bacillus can be useful in producing antibiotics also. Pseudomonas aeruginosa loves oxygen with all of its heart and dies without it from heartbreak. This bacterium can be found in soil and water as well as on surfaces that come into contact with soil and water. They can cause serious respiratory infections. Anaerobes are bacteria that hate oxygen. If we refer to them as obligate anaerobes, it means that they die in oxygen as though it is poison. A good example of an anaerobe is Clostridium, which lives in our intestines. This means they cannot survive in the presence of the dreaded O2. Clostridium partakes in fermentative metabolism, which means they obtain their energy by breaking down amino acids and fatty acids. The spores they produce, or their babies, are able to survive long periods of time with oxygen. The Clostridium family has some very dangerous pathogens like botulinum, which causes botulism and can live in our food. Some bacteria are not very fussy and can adapt to different oxygen levels in their environment. These we call facultative anaerobes. Vibrio parahemolyticus is one found in coastal waters or oceans and is known to cause forms of food poisoning from consumption of raw or undercooked shellfish. Vibrio is very talented and can live with and without oxygen, as can Escherichia coli. It is found in our intestines and can live happily with and without oxygen. If there are too many E. coli present, however, they can cause serious foodborne illness. This bacteria can fermentate using glucose, anaerobically respire using NO2 and NO3, or respire using oxygen. Water provides the perfect environment for many facultative anaerobes with high levels of oxygen near the surface and low levels deeper.
So if I have this right, if you put aerobes which need oxygen into an anaerobic or low oxygen environment, they die a bit like this. And if anaerobes get exposed to high oxygen environments, they die, kind of like this.
Not quite, but you're getting the idea.
So facultative anaerobes can choose and change, right?
You've got it.
Wow, I always thought everything needed oxygen. I didn't think anything would actually be allergic to it, let alone die because of it.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting and varies a lot.
Knowing that there are special bacteria for all conditions, I guess that means there are going to be bacteria everywhere.
There certainly is. Lucky we can't see them, so we're pretty weak.
Well, thank you for your time today, Chloe, and for introducing us to such a fascinating aspect of the microbial world.
No worries, thank you for having me.
And that's all we have time for today. See you next time!
No, wait. Stop. Cut. What was...
See you next time!